श्रीमान् वेङ्कटनाथार्यः कवितार्किककेसरी वेदान्ताचार्यवर्यो मे सन्निधत्ताम् सदा हृदि। रामानुजदया पात्रम् ज्ञानवैराग्यभूषणम् श्रीमद्वेङ्कटनाथार्यम् वन्दे वेदान्तदेशिकम्। ஷீரொன்று தூப்புல் திருவேங்கடமுடையான் பாரொன்றச் சொன்ன பழமொழியுள் ஊரொன்று தானே அமையாதோ தாரணியில் வாழ்வார்க்கு வானேரப் போமளவும் வாழ்வு.
ஸ்ரீமான் வெங்கடநாதார்ய கவிதார்கிகேசரி ராதாச்சார்யவர்யோமே சந்நிதத்தாம் சதா ஹ்ருதி. ராமானுஜதயா பாத்ரும் ஞான வைராக்யபூஷணம் ஸ்ரீமத் வெங்கடநாதார்யம் வந்தே வேதாந்ததேசிகம். ஈரொன்று திருவேங்கடமுடையான் அன்று சொன்ன பழமொழிகள் ஓரொன்று தானே வாழ்வார்க்கு வானேர போமளவும் வாழ்வு.
Before going to this page 55, Abhaya Pradana Saram of Sri Vedanta Deshika, I would like to tell you what I heard yesterday evening from a very great exponent called Tiruchi K. Kalyanaraman. He is an Advaitin by birth, and he has been delivering a lot of discourses in various subjects, and he is a great expert in Villiputtura Mahabharata. He has memorized many verses from both the books, namely Villiputtura, Villi Bharatam is called Mahabharatam in Tamil, and Kambaramayana. So he said about yesterday's Vibhishana Saranagati, the important point from Kambaramayana, namely, he said, Vibhishana said to Rama, as Vibhishana followed the instructions given later by Sri Ramanujacharya in his Sri Sharanagati Gatyam, so leaving all his belongings behind, that means family, property, and so on. He did not seek for the kingdom of Sri Lanka after his elder brother. Of course, the second elder brother, namely Kumbhakarna, sided with Ravana, and though he advised Ravana to hand over Sita soon, and Kumbhakarna had to die in the battle. But these are all some what we call presupposition. It's going to happen later only, but Vibhishana did not want kingdom. When Rama arranged for coronation at the other shore, where he came to total surrender, so he said at that time, and Lakshmana was asked to crown him with Kiritam as Sri Lanka Raja. And then Vibhishana said, as you did in Kambaramayana, he said it in Tamil, as you gave your divine feet and divine sandals to Bharata, it is enough that you give me your sandals or your feet. Because please remember, the divine feet and divine sandals are inseparable, like Mahalakshmi and Mahavishnu. And therefore, even in the Shayana Tirukolam, that is the reclining posture of the Lord, Sri Ranganatha, he is said to wear the Paduka, which of course are not visible. For example, in Ramavatar also, the 4 weapons or 5 weapons in the hand of Rama. One weapon is, of course, is seen, because Kodanda Rama, Kodanda is the name of the bow which he holds in the incarnation. But whereas all the other 4 weapons, namely, rather ornaments, as we say, the Shankham, Chakram, and Gada and sword, the Khadga, all these 4 are hidden. But they are always with him. And in Krishna Avatara, Bhishma is the only person who could identify all the 5 weapons. Even Chakra, he brought it only at the time of need. And actually, he held it against Bhishma. Because Bhishma made a, what we call, promise. That is, he took an oath that Krishna will have to hold a weapon, will have to carry a weapon. All the 4 or 5 weapons are not visible to everyone. Only fortunate people who know completely the Lord can understand. Yes. KHA. Khadga is KHA. Sankha is SANKHA. Spellings are a little different. Okay, no problem. We understand the disc, conch, the sword, and the mace. These are all not visible. In Ramavatar also, you don't see them. But whereas who saw in Mandodari saw. Bow is saying Rama always holds a bow. And even that bow is put to rest in the hands of Lakshmana. So Rama's weapons were seen by Mandodari. And Mandodari told Ravana, don't go to fight with him. Hand over Sita. That was the last advice she gave. And of course, he did not listen. Ravana did not listen to her words. Now, the point here is, Vibhishana asked for the divine feet and the divine sandals. And he said, as you gave them to Bharata, you please give me your feet and sandals. That's all. I want to fall at the feet of fall at your divine feet and your sandals, nothing else. So that is the kind of Sharanagati that Vibhishana made. And therefore, the whole Ramayana is called Sharanagati Shastra. Though many Sharanagatis happen from the Balakanda to even Uttarakanda, all the 7 kandas we have got Sharanagati. But still, here Vibhishana Sharanagati is the most important Sharanagati, since generally a demon clan will always misbehave. The demon's race will always do wrong things. They are the most rather cruel beings, and therefore they won't normally come to total surrender. So Vibhishana is doing. And my observation about Ramayana or any other in Rama's incarnation or any other incarnation, it's a sport of the Lord that he plans an incarnation like this. And then in the incarnation as Varaha Avatara, Narasimha, Rama, and Krishna. So take the four incarnations. In these 4 incarnations, the 3 births of the gods, entrance gods, called Jaya and Vijaya. We call them in the temple Chanda and Prachanda. We have got some other name also. So these Jaya and Vijaya being cursed by the four sages of heaven, Vaikuntha, they came to have three births. So Hiranyaksha, Hiranyakashipu. Hiranyaksha was killed by Kurma Avatara. Hiranyakashipu was killed by Narasimha Avatara. Ravana and Kumbhakarna were killed by Rama Avatara. And Shishupala and Dantavaktra were killed by Krishna Avatara. And therefore, what I find is these villains, as I call them, because they wanted such a boon. They said they will stoutly oppose the Lord and then come back to Vaikuntha. That's what they requested. It was granted. Their wish was granted. And therefore, how can you expect Ravana to turn a good person? It's not possible. Any epic villain, for our information, any epic villain will always stick to the guns. And he'll never change his mind. The villain always be bad. This is our picture. The villain cannot become a good person, cannot change himself to a good person. And therefore, what I want to say is, again, these are all plans, master plans of Lord Sriman Narayana. Then we go to page 55. Now, this is the, again, we are talking about Vibhishana, Ashankitamaha. So that is what the fourth step is, Rakshishyati iti Mahavishwasaha. So without any doubt, apprehension, disbelief in the capacity of the protector to give him succor. So Ashankitamaha, he was never doubtful. He was not afraid of making a total surrender to Rama. Vibhishana did not fear Rama. And how can you say this? Because already we saw Vibhishana was born with good qualities. It is innate nature of Vibhishana that he was brought up in a good environment. In spite of him being the younger brother of a cruel demon. So he never had any fear, he never had any doubt. The word Shanka in Sanskrit has got two meanings, fear and doubt. So we have the other two words, Sandehaha, Samshayaha, meaning doubt, and Bhayam, fear. So this Trasaha we say. We tremble at something. So both of them, both attitudes were not there in Vibhishana. Tannilamaha ninithu varhayalu. As though Vibhishana approaches a friend or approaches a relative. So Tannilamaha, taking liberty with Rama, see, he was sure that Rama will give him shelter. So Tannilamaha. That is what we understand by Rama's words in Charma Shloka. Tava asmiti cha yachate. So he understood the Charma Shloka. Vibhishana understood Charma Shloka correctly. So yachate, now he begs. Yachate, he begs. How? Tava asmiti. Tannilamaha nenit. Varghayalum. Because he came with that intention. Rakshishyati iti Vishwasam kattapattadu. So he showed the full faith in Rama. That he will protect. If not today. The problem with the Sanskrit grammar verb is this. Namely, of course, we are also not to have such a doubt in the grammatical meaning of the word. Rakshishyati. Rakshishyati means will protect tomorrow only, not today. But we want shelter today, now, just now. So Rakshishyati iti Vishwasaha, the great faith that he will protect one day. He will protect from tomorrow. Rakshishyati. It's called Anadyatana Bhavishyat Kala Kriyapadam. It's a verb based on tomorrow's, it's not belonging to today's actions. Rakshishati. This is a way of what we call, we interpret the inner meaning of the verbs. But take it very lightly as he will protect. He will protect. When we say will protect, it is only future. So what is the future? Today evening is also a future for us. But it is not so in Sanskrit. So Katapattadu, Raghavam Sharanangata. So what did he do? He fell at the feet of Raghava, Lord Rama. That is two. That is, of course, this is what we see in Ramayana Vakyam. Then three, Upaya Varana Vakya Samarthyatale. Now, what is the strategy that Vibhishana followed in approaching Rama? He understood that Upayam itself is Rama. The method of approach itself is Rama. So he could understand deeply the Shastra of Sharanagati. Upaya Varanam. So he chose the means. Varanam is choice. So Upaya Varanam, we see in the third step of Sharanagati, Goptrutva Varanam. So we have a wide choice of the protector which we can choose from. So Upaya Varanam is, he and Vibhishana clearly understood that Lord Rama himself is the Upaya. And he does not mince matters. He is very unambiguous in his statement. He came to Rama, that's all. Sharanangataha. How? Who advised him? Who gave the path to go? Any methods was suggested to him? No, nothing was there. This is because of the Vakya Samarthyam, the skill of the sentence meaning. Vakya sentence, Samarthyam is the skill of the sentence. So Raghavam Sharanangata, that's all the words. You will understand by the full verse in the notes in number 3. So 4, Goptrutva Varanam solid. So not only Upayam was chosen, but also the protector was chosen. There was no difference between the Upaya and the Upeya, namely who is to be approached and how to approach. What is the process of approaching? Both are the same. One and the same. Goptrutva Varanam is protector's choice. Now, the next one, so you go to the 5. Upayantara sthana nimesha paramana sharana sabdatale. So Sharanam Gataha, when Vibhishana surrendered, Charana Sabdatale or Raghavam Charanam Gataha, you can also say. In Sanskrit, it is very beautiful. So you can say he came to surrender to Rama or he came to the feet of Rama, divine feet of Rama. This word Tamil here, given here, can be interpreted in two ways in Sanskrit. The spelling can be changed. It's very here, only here. Of course, Valmiki's words cannot be changed, but just for our information. Sharanam Gataha. He came to the feet. Don't say Gataha means gone. He is gone to the feet. And also Agataha. He came to the feet. He came to surrender. So both words. Charanam is different from Sharanam. Now, Charana Shabda, the foot. And we said foot. So, is he surrendering to Rama? Is surrendering to the foot of Rama? There's a little difference. The foot is only one of the limbs of the body, rather the Lord's frame. But can we say the one of the limbs is enough for surrender? Yes, that's the. So this is what we said by Sanskrit word Upayantara sthana nivesha parama. Now, when we say, I surrender to Rama, or I surrender to Rama's divine feet, there seems to be a difference. And though the divine feet are attached very closely to the body, they are not separable. But even then, upayantara sthana nivesha param. Okay, that means the destination is Rama, goal is Rama, whereas upaya is the feet. So upayantara is another strategy, another process, namely sthana. So the place, nivesha, putting it paramana, meaning. So it gives the meaning of the place different from the protector. So Sharana Shabdatale, Vyanjitamai, it is hidden. Vyanjitamai is what we call inner meaning. So Charanam Sharanam. So if you say Sharanangataha, he surrendered, it means he fell at the feet. Charanangataha. Rakshabhara Samarpana Pradhanamana Atma Nikshebhamu. Now, the most important aspect of surrender is final step. Bharanyasaha, we say in our Vadagali Vaishya Vaishnava Sampradaya. That means, that is very simple term, but it's called Sharanagati. That's all. It doesn't mean only transferring the burden of merits and sins to the preceptor. So, Bharanyasaha, Bhara burden, weight, W-E-I-G-H-T. Nyasaha is putting, so giving the weight of the, transferring the weight of the merits and sins also. Not only sins, but also merits. You cannot give only sins to him and then keep merits to yourself. You have done good deeds and therefore you keep merits with you. And then you have done bad deeds. Because of that, you incur sin. So the sins are transferred to the preceptor. No, you submit both. So here the another extension is there. When you surrender all that belongs to you. All within inverted commas is all inclusive. What is that? So you give the responsibility, rather you request him to take the responsibility to protect him. Protection is the expectation from the Lord. But again, of course, in Sharanagati also, you don't expect anything. Don't expect him to protect, save you. Simply do Sharanagati, that's all. Don't expect further anything. So Rakshabhara, so the burden of protection, is also given to him. Samarpana. So Pradhanamana, it is very important. So read again Nyasa Dashakam first verse. Aham madrakshana bharo madrakshana phalam tatha na mama sipatehe eva iti atmanam nikshibet buddha. A wise man would always submit himself, realizing that the responsibility of protection doesn't lie with him, and the fruit of his own protection by himself also does not lie with him. So, suppose I wrongly think that I can protect myself, and again I expect some fruits of my own protection. I feel I am capable of protecting myself, and again I feel that I get some advantages of self-protection. Both are wrong. It is only Sripatehe. Only it belongs to the divine couple. And that is the last step, namely Atma Nikshepaha. That is, submit your soul. Deposit your soul. Atma Nikshepaha. Atma means the Jivatma, namely individual soul. meaning in Tamil, Uyir, or Tamil, we say life, the whole life, plus the body. Body means all the limbs, not one or two. Don't share. You are not partaking some as a business contract. So you give all the limbs, all the properties, all the entire family, whatever you think that an object which belongs to you, everything should be submitted to you. That is called Atmanikshepa. So the simple 3 words, Raghavam Sharanangataha, as Vibhishana himself as a demon, even as a demon he understood, his bring up was perfect, and therefore he knew Dharma. One of the examples of his knowledge of Dharma is he mentions elderly people, sick people, ambassadors, women, weak people should not be killed. So he quotes Dharma Shastra to Ravana when there was a plan to burn Hanuman alive. Vibhishana stopped it. And this is what Hanuman said in Kambaramayana to say Vibhishana is a good person. He said to Rama, he did not give the answer to Rama whether Vibhishana should be accepted or not, but he said Vibhishana is a good person. How do you know he is a good person? Because he prevented Ravana from burning me. And therefore, he quoted a shloka from Dharma Shastra, and therefore he is good. The proof is there. There is a proof. And what he said was, Vibhishana's arrival is timely, and it is good for both of us. Vibhishana's coming into our fold is right in time, and it is beneficial to us also. Not only to himself, but also to us. Hanuman gave the opinion. But he said later, do as you like. Do as you like. He said to Rama, do as you like. So, unlike other monkeys who said, do not accept Vibhishana. Hanuman did not say either accept Vibhishana or don't accept Vibhishana. He was in between, so do as you like. This is in Kambarama. Now, these are all words that easily understood. Rakshishyati iti vishwasa, rakshipan engira nambikkai, raghavam sharanangataha, ramane sharanamadigiren, upayamaha korum vakyattin shaktiyale, கோப்திருத்த வர்ணம் ரக்ஷகனா இரு என்கிற பிரார்த்தனை மற்றொரு உபாயத்தின் அதாவது பக்தியின் ஸ்தானத்தில் வைப்பதை சொல்கிறது. Here upayantara nikshepaha in the sense we are following this prapatti yoga as the 4th yoga in the place of karma, jnana and bhakti. Even in the case of karma and jnana, we are not able to completely perform perfectly these 2 yogas. For example, karma yoga, take for example, karma yoga, we are not able to do our duties perfectly in its entirety. And therefore, we fail in karma yoga. We fail in jnana yoga because we cannot understand books, all the books of the Purvacharyas and the present preceptor also. We are not able to understand deeply all the books. Even the single word Sharanagati with all its 5 steps are not understood very clearly. Immediately after doing this prapatti, rather should be done only once. And again we start committing mistakes by habit. And then we go, we have a process called the Prayaschitta prapatti. And after Prayaschitta Prabhati, we also tend to do by, of course, vasana, we say, latent impression of our previous birth, the bad activity continues forever. Therefore, we cannot prevent. So, Karma Yoga is not perfect, and then Jnana Yoga is not perfect, and Bhakti Yoga is difficult. So, in the place of all these three yogas, we have Prapatti Yoga. Here it is given only Bhakti and Sthanathil Vaipadai Choluvadu. So, Venjita Suchippikkapatta, namely indicated. That means the underlying meaning. Rakshabhara Samarpana Pradhana, Rakshipadin Bharate Samarpipade Pradhanamaha Udaya. Atmanikshebaha Atmave Samarpitala. This is the exact verse from Ramayana, where Vibhishana says, Sarvaloka Sharanyaya Raghavaya Mahatmane Nivedayata Mam Chipram Vibhishanam Upasthitam. The beauty in this particular verse of Vibhishana Sharanagati is, he is in what we call Artha Prapatti, as followed by today Munitraya Sampradaya. Munitraya Sampradaya is nothing but Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya, whereas Srimannatha Muni, Sri Yamana Muni, Srimad Yamana Muni, and Sri Ramanuja Muni. So Munitraya Sampradaya. Of course, they now categorize differently because of different preceptors. So we all of us follow willy-nilly the three preceptors: Natha Muni, Yamana Muni, Yamanacharya, and Ramanujacharya. Only these three. So under Munitraya Sampradaya, we have got what we call Artha Prapatti. And so the Artha Prapatti is, Vibhishana is so suffering that he is in an emergency situation. And he is surrendering to Rama. And he says, please convey my surrender quickly, Kshipram. Kshipram is at once, immediately. Mom, so Nivedeta Mom, he says, take me, push me into the feet of Rama. I am waiting, Upasthitam. Upasthitam meaning waiting nearby. I am in the sky now. So I want to come down and fall at the feet of Rama. Upasthitam meaning, two meanings is, I am not only nearby, I am ready to serve Rama. Upasthanam means serving also. Upatishtami, if I say Upatishtami, I am not only standing nearby, but also I am ready to serve. Actually, I am serving. So I am ready to serve Rama. And how the words are put, Raghavaya, only to Raghava, and to Raghava only. I don't have a share in the fruit of my service. Raghavaya, it is all totally submitted to Raghavaya. What kind of Rama? Mahatmane. He is a great soul. He is a great soul. Why should I surrender to Rama? Sarvaloka Sharanyaya. He is the protector capable of protecting all the worlds. Not only gods, he is always favorable to gods. And he has got some partiality towards demons. And when demons are good, like Prahlada, Vibhishana, and so on, he favors them. No doubt he favors them. For the sake of Prahlada, he appeared as Narasimha. And therefore, there is no, if a person is good, he is ready to even serve him. Lord is ready to be obedient. And all the worlds can be protected by him. And therefore, there is no doubt the demon's world also will be protected. Sarvaloka Sharanyaya. When he said this, Antarangama irupari munnilayakki kondu vishadamaha sollapattu. Now, there are two sides here. One is, he brought his friends demons as his friends, close friends. Antarangama irupar. They will not convey this news of going to Rama's feet to the other shore of the ocean, and they will not give the what you call as act as a spy and give the news to Ravana. Therefore, they are very close to him. I think we have a special word for the word Antarangam. So they know his heart. Vibhishana's heart is understood, and they have come along with Vibhishana. So they will not report confidence, right? So Munnilayaki Kondu. Now, second side of this is all those monkeys and the one bear, Jambavan, around Rama are all close to Rama. All the monkeys, of course, headed by Sugriva, that Sugriva's instructions will be followed, and all the monkeys are close to Rama. Of course, what Rama says will be obeyed by the monkeys and through Sugriva. And Hanuman is the minister for Sugriva. And Hanuman knows more than or better than Sugriva the nature of Rama, the attitude of Rama. And therefore, here you have Antarangama irupari munnilayaki kondu vishadamaha sollapattu. Vishadam is clear. And munnilayaki means in the presence of. Nobody should say later that Vibhishana made a total surrender secretly without the knowledge of others. And therefore, munnilayaki, somebody should be witness for the surrender, and there was also clarity in his statement. So, இவ்விடத்தில் பெருமாளும் இளைய பெருமாளும் முதலிகளும் கேட்கும்படி கிட்ட வந்து கூப்பிடுகிறவனாகையாலே பெருமாளுக்கு அறிவியுங்கள் என்கை விவக்ஷிதமன்றி. So here இளைய பெருமாளும் முதலிகளும் கேட்கும்படி கிட்ட வந்து கூப்பிடுகிறவன் ஆகையாலே. Lakshmana is also hearing, the younger brother is also hearing, and Mudalihalum, we are talking of all the monkeys here. So Mudalihalum ketkumbadi, because when he came in the sky, the voice was heard by all. Kitta vandu koopidugiravana agayale. He came very close, and the sound was heard by them. The words of Vibhishana were clear to them also. Perumalukku ariviyungal enge vivakshitaman. It is not an intention of Vibhishana to stress upon Raghavam, the word Raghavam. This here, what you have to compare is the elephant, the lordly elephant, Gajendra, cried for protection. And when we don't say, I mean, in Tamil we say Adi Moolame. It cried as Adi Moolame in Tamil. But in Bhagavata we say it cried ah, that's all, ah. Not even the long vowel ah, only the first vowel, the short vowel ah only. It cried so loud, and therefore we always see the long vowel. And we say Govinda, Rama. The all letter is long vowel. So he said, the elephant said, cried only ah. And every god heard this sound. Every god heard this sound and decided, I am not the first one. I am not single, vowel ah. First vowel is not my. Ah is not me. Ah is not me. I is not me. Therefore, they didn't go to the rescue of the elephant. So this is what we say. So also, with regard to another example will be the crow episode. The crow went to every god. including his father Indra, Shiva, Brahma, and others, all approached all. But they said only Rama would be able to protect. Who sent the arrow? The crow said Rama. Brahmastra was sent by Rama. So the Lord created missile through a blade of grass, and you please go back to the person who sent the arrow against you. That's all. We can't protect you. So there is no meaning, there is no need to say Raghavam Saranangataha, because in the group of monkeys, in the very big group of monkeys, the bear and Rama Lakshmana, nobody would fall at the feet of Lakshmana nor at the monkeys. So Sugriva made Saranagati to Rama. So everybody understood that Rama is the Lord, and therefore need not have said Raghavam. So it is not an intention to say Raghavam, because everybody understands Vibhishana can only surrender to Rama. Pranadasya Mahan Esha. The word in 3 is Vibhishana as a demon could give his words in the maximum decibel possible. Even we cannot cry like a demon. Vibhishana cried or shouted that they passed through the space either and then came to the ears of all the people there around. Rama, Lakshmana, monkeys, and the bat. So Pranadasya Mahan Esha. The reverberating sound, the echoing sound was so big, so great. Pranadasya, the great sound is greater. So Eshaha Pranadaha, this great sound was very loud, Mahan, Engrabadiye. So you have Lakshmananukku Sampradaya Pair, Elaya Perumal, that all of us may know. So because Perumal is Rama and Elaya Perumal is Lakshmana. So why this Sampradaya name is given here? Because one can even mistake Elaya Perumal as an adjective to Lakshmana as the protector. So Adishesha may be surrendered too. So this is Yuddhakanda, 18th canto, 14th verse. This word, the line says, Pranadasya Mahan Esha.
Ramanujadaya Patram Jnana Vairagya Bhushanam Srimad Venkatanathāryam Vande Vedanta Deshikam Kavitarkika Simhaya Kalyana Gunashaline Srimate Venkateshaya Vedanta Gurave Namaha. சீரொன்று தூப்புல் திருவேங்கடமுடையான் பாரொன்றச் சொன்ன பழமொழியுள் ஓரொன்று தானே அமையாதோ தாரணியில் வாழ்வார்க்கு வானேரப் போமளவும் வாழ்வு.